Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. This is going to be a spicy one. Do we need a disclaimer? I don't think so. But get ready, because we're dealing with toxic relationships on the show today, and it may seem at times to be a little bit disturbing because we're taking on forbidden love, abuse, incest, and some very complicated relationships.
It happens more often than we would ever want to admit. And no, we don't talk about those things.
I won't tell nobody.
It's estimated that incest occurs in 10 to 15% of families. Now, it's hard to say for sure because only a small number of them ever get reported. And it appears that in 2020, we saw a rise in reported cases. I'm guessing that's another COVID-inspired disaster. But Elaine Chandler Harris has taken a unique approach to addressing these topics. She wrote a book, and it's purely fiction, mind you, but it's based on some very real issues. Here, I'll read you the synopsis. It's from the author's website, ElaineChandlerHarris.com. The saga unfolds to reveal that Mamie and her brother Spanky harbor a deep, illicit passion for each other. After they're separated, Mamie marries another man and tries to let go of her desires. After some time, Mamie and Spanky are reunited, but find that their longings hold grave consequences for everyone concerned. Through a carefully detailed plot, it is revealed how Mamie's daughter, Lottie, also becomes involved with Spanky, and dramatize how this additional relationship brings great pain and confusion to both Lottie and Mamie. Did you follow that?
I set aside all my moral issues about it, all my prejudices about it, and I wrote it from the standpoint of people being in love. The love of a sister for her brother, a love of a niece for her uncle. Because without the love element, I saw no way for those sort of relationships to exist.
The world can be a very dark and complicated place. Some of the things I once couldn't imagine, I find out later, are not only happening, but have been going on for quite some time. Her book is called Linkages, and it's definitely geared to our mature readers. It tells the story of two women who are hopelessly consumed by their abuser in a way that is unique and difficult to define. It examines 3 generations of a family with a very dark secret.
We've got to find strength within ourselves. Life is not easy. We face situations and difficulties that we never expect. And women, we can't afford to crumble. We can't afford to just fall apart and not get back up.
Elaine is a very brave author taking on these issues. I won't go into too much detail because this is a work of fiction and I don't want to ruin it for you, but I can tell you that in her personal life, among other things, she was a high school teacher. So she had some firsthand contact with teenage girls.
Teenage girls are so abused. And in teaching, that reinforced that fact for me. The uncles, the dates, the strangers. I would ask in my classroom how many girls were virgins. Out of 25 kids, I may have 3 girls who were virgins, and we're talking about 13 and 14-year-old girls. It disturbs me greatly. So, there are consequences beyond our understanding, beyond our knowledge of what goes on with our teenage girls.
Historically, women have been submissive to men. And fortunately, I see signs every single day that is changing. But we do have room to grow. And evolution does take time. But every time we shine a light on these issues and discuss them openly, I think we get closer to putting them behind us. Am I being naive? I don't know, maybe. Anyway, if you're interested in an explanation into how women become involved in abusive relationships and why they stay, this is your book. And if you or someone you know are in one of these relationships, she has some advice for you.
Please, please love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you have no image of love. You don't know what love is. Be productive in your own life. Let's not continue to sit back and wait for the world to take care of us. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's pay attention to those people around us who make us feel bad, who hurt us, and we make excuses for them. There are no excuses for that. I know it gets to be very dangerous to try to pull yourself out of an abusive relationship, but I'd rather die trying to be free than to die at the hand of a maniacal person, period. Because ultimately, a lot of those situations end up with women being killed.
Elaine says she wants women to learn that their best lives are found on the other side of these toxic relationships. And she wants men to create a checklist of the characteristics that define a man as abusive and selfish. Look for parallels in your own life. Also, take a look at how love manifests itself in your personal interactions with women. It might be an eye-opener. Suspenseful, heartbreaking, and inspiring. Linkages by Elaine Chandler Harris.
I want men to read it, please. Men and women, 25 years and older. Take a ride. Take a journey that you cannot conceive of. I conceived of it for you.
It is available right now online in various forms and prices at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the usual places. Be sure and check the show's description for direct links. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.